Hi, I'm Emily, and I am here with Maya Murphy's attorney, H. Daniel Murphy. Attorney Murphy practices at Maya Murphy's law offices in both New York and Connecticut. My question today for Attorney Murphy is, how do I receive alimony, and how do I know how much I would receive?
So in Connecticut, there is no formulaic approach to alimony like there is in some other states. Here, if your case goes to trial in front of a judge, the judge will consider a whole list of factors with which to decide how much, if any, alimony a party should receive from the other. So these factors, they're very broad and they're very inclusive. They go from age, health, your occupation, income, earning capacity, your skills, your employability, what that party is already receiving from the marriage itself, the needs of the party, and if the children are involved, the desirability or feasibility of someone returning to work. So all of these things are things that the court will consider and listen to evidence on in deciding how much alimony, if any, is going to be awarded. There is case law in Connecticut that supports the notion that alimony awards are specifically designed for the purpose of enabling and encouraging a receiving party to become self-sufficient and no longer need alimony at some point in time. So that is, alimony is supposed to be rehabilitative, to give support to a party in order to procure training or skills to be able to earn again, if that is a possibility, depending again on those factors I just spoke about. There are also cases to support the proposition that alimony is to enable someone to maintain a certain standard of living that they had during the marriage itself, although that view is becoming less favored over time. You should certainly consult with an attorney about what you should expect to receive given the particular facts of your case. We have seen judges employ all kinds of approaches regarding the amount of alimony and how that alimony is going to be awarded based on the income of a paying spouse. So sometimes that's a percentage of income as and when it's received. And that can be on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, it can be an annual basis, and perhaps trued up the next year, depending on a fluctuating alimony or income situation. It can certainly be a flat number each month that's paid out over time. We call that periodic alimony. You will hear that with respect to time and how long alimony is going to be paid. A guideline, but by no means a rule, is that the time for alimony very often coincides with roughly half the length of the marriage. But again, that's not a steadfast rule by any stretch. It's something it's often a starting point for discussion. And courts will have discretion, while it is relatively rare to award alimony in a lump sum. That is all at one time. That is more commonly done by agreement, where one party would agree to receive a larger share of assets in lieu of periodic or time-limited alimony. That gives some level of certainty to both spouses in a post-divorce situation going forward, although it's also generally non-modifiable because that alimony is awarded in a one-time payment. And there's also some risk that's absorbed by both sides in that circumstance. So there's the risk that something will change or will have changed and the paying spouse already paid that alimony and he or she now cannot get that alimony back. Or there's the risk that the recipient of the alimony has some circumstance arise where he or she needs way more than they originally anticipated. So it could be a health circumstance or a loss of a job or something like that. And in that case, again, if it's lump sum non-modifiable alimony, it's something that can't be changed in the future. So alimony awards in Connecticut are extremely varied and they're very, very fact specific. There are many options for an experienced practitioner to explore with a client about alimony and what someone should expect to receive. And you should consult with a family law attorney to discuss the possibilities in terms of both the structure of alimony and the amount.